right, I'll start.
Right.
Hey guys, well, welcome once again to another snapshot into a PT that I would highly recommend. So today, we've been welcomed enough to come into the den of our Paul Hooper. So, Paul,
Yes.
tell us about what makes you you and how long you've been in the training industry for.
I'm coming up to my 7th year as a personal trainer.
7 years already?
Yeah, I know, it's crazy, hey? Yeah, so I started years and years ago doing boot camps, as most trainers do, just to get into the market. Then I went to a big box gym, and I've been here now, coming up to my 3rd year, almost July will be 3 years.
It's gone so fast.
I know, so no, I love it. Personal space, it's always good to have a training facility.
It's it reminds me a lot of the gym that I first started training in. This is literally like a hidden gem. It's just this little tiny hole in the wall, and it's just this like big sort of industrial gym on the inside. Look, I'm a big advocate for training without aircon. I always have been. So I can't help but notice, Paul, you've got a million trophies behind us here.
They're not all mine. Some belong to my wife, my beautiful wife. But yeah, I've got a few as well.
So let's lead in with that. So with this in the background, what I wanted to show today is, even though all PTs can do lots of different jobs, like we said last time, I would probably gather your sort of niche should be contest prep for physique changes and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what made you get into, say, bodybuilding and all that sort of stuff and coaching for that?
Oh, it was more just an evolution of the career path, I suppose. But I'd always wanted to get into bodybuilding even when I was younger. And it just so happened that I met Leon, who you know, Body by Leon. He introduced me to the sport. I started there, thought great. And I always considered myself a coach of some respect. When I was younger, I wanted to be a rugby coach, but it just evolved that way. And I started doing the sport myself. I've been on stage 31 times, loved it, obviously done reasonably well, but now I really enjoy coaching athletes to stage. It's not all I do, but it is a big part of what I do.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing I always like to say in these sort of interviews is just remember that not like PTs can do multiple different jobs. Like you don't have to only come to Paul if you want to do performance work and help him with getting on stage, but it's good to know what PTs focus in what areas. Like for instance, if I was going to a contest prep, this is probably where I would come. Purely because I think there's, no matter how much knowledge you have, if you haven't done it yourself, it's sort of some things you just don't know. Like I'm gathering when you did your preps, no matter how many times someone told you, there's things that you learn about yourself that are against the books. Like they're
so much. So much. Yeah, it is, and that's an argument that's often thrown up in the contest prep or bodybuilding industry. You know, should you, if you want to coach, should you have competed yourself? And I believe you should have, because and you've done it yourself. It's an incredibly challenging, mentally tough journey. So you need to provide empathy to your client when they go on that journey with you. And sometimes, if you haven't experienced that yourself, you may not be able to assimilate to that. So
exactly.
I believe you should.
I think far too often with contest prep, people go into it with their eyes closed. One thing I love about this sort of training style that Paul does here is there's no bull crap. It's very, very straight in regards to no one's telling you it's going to be a dream and you're going to, not going to cry in the middle of the night because you can't eat peanut butter, because that's going to happen. So when it comes to your contest prep, is there anything you always say to your clientele that sort of you find works really well in regards to mental stability, just to helping them to get through that? Or
100%. So before they even start, I have a sit down with them. I go through a lot of different things that they will potentially experience. But one of the key criteria I talk to them about is making sure that they've got the support of their partner. If they have a partner, family members, if they're younger, maybe parents if they live with their parents, because they will need that person. When push comes to shove at the back end and you're in that final 6 weeks where you're hungry, you're tired, you're emotional, you don't want to train, you want to eat the pantry, that person is your rock. And if they're supporting you, they're not sitting on the couch eating KFC in front of you, then they're doing their job, So I always make sure that they have the full support of their partner before they even start.
So would it be safe to say that if they didn't, you would have a bit of honest discussion in regards to saying, hey, maybe this isn't for you right now?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, absolutely. I've seen couples bust up over contest prep because one has gone down that path, they want to do it. The other one completely disagrees with it, doesn't like it, and doesn't want to know about it. So it is definitely something that you need to be completely open and honest about before you even start, because it's a massive commitment. Like, you basically put your life on hold for potentially 6 months.
Yeah, exactly.
To tunnel vision to this little time on stage. So
and remember as well, guys, with contest prep, the hardest, like, people always look about the day and how good you look on the day. That's like a 5 minute part of 12 to 15 weeks to get there. So it's a lot more to it than just that. So that's why I'm a big advocate for having a coach in your corner that can actually help you through that. Otherwise, you are literally in the dark. No matter how experienced you are in nutrition or training for yourself, you need someone else, because when you're brain dead from not eating as much food,
you can't think clearly. No,
exactly.
There's no clarity to your thought process, and it's good to have that person in your corner that constantly reassures you, but also can monitor different variables like your stress levels. How's your sleep going? Your libido's dropped. How are your hormones? Like, I make sure that I practice the healthiest possible approach to contest prep, or for any diet over a longer period. But contest prep is obviously very aggressive on the body, so we need to do it in the healthiest manner possible, so you come out the other side and you're still in good nick.
Without being completely destroyed.
Exactly.
Now, I see that your lovely partner, she competes as well.
She has it for a few years. Other priorities have taken place, but she competed. Because these ribbons aren't mine, they're hers.
The purple ones?
The Miss Bikini are not mine.
I think the one good thing to remember here is this is the one-stop shop, okay? So she also does posing training.
She does. She's a preferred posing coach for ICN, so she runs workshops up here during the season. She does private classes up in my loft up here. She's very good at what she does. She identifies the individual and ensures that the posing suits the physique. It's not just pose like this, pose like this, pose like this. Everyone is different. Everybody's physique is different, so she caters to the individual as well. Really good.
That's really good when you want to do something. You don't have to worry about outsourcing all different connections. It's all in the same place.
Absolutely.
So Paul, if people want to come and train with you, regardless of their goal, and if they think this might be something that they want to do, how do they get in contact with you?
My website, so paulsbodyengineering.com. I'm on Facebook and Instagram, Paul's Body Engineering. I'm obviously here in Warana, so I run the studio, but also have online coaching as well. I work with people all over the world. I'm an accredited sports nutritionist, so I work with people just on nutrition as well as training. So you can do both combined, or one or the other. But either one of those options will get in contact with me.
I'll get all your links and I'll put them on the bottom of this video. So that way, if you are interested in contacting Paul, even just a few questions to see if it might be right for you,
absolutely,
catch up for a coffee. It'll be below, so you can jump on in, and you can come in and join the beautiful community that Paul's put through their torturous training sessions. So thanks for staying tuned, guys, and thanks Paul for having us.
No problem. Thank you. Cheers.